Hello and welcome back to the House of Brand Transformation here in Cannes, where I'm joined now by Cleaver, who is the founder and strategy partner at BigSmall. And at BigSmall, what do you, from a strategy perspective, think is the answer, to that problem of seeing just an overload of content out there?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's right in the heartland of why we started BigSmall in the first place. I mean, 8 years ago, we had our first slide that was too much stuff, not enough point. And that was prior to the AI revolution that we're seeing here, which has sort of taken the stuffness of the world to another level. And the conversation we had today with, Katie Jackson, Channel 4, DoorDash, Rob Mayhew and Deborah Kuyama was all about exactly this topic, which was to say what you have to acknowledge is what AI is doing to amplify just the amount of stuff in the world, first and foremost. And then as brand leaders, what that does is force you into singularity and clarity. Because otherwise, it's just a more amplification of more, and people's kind of very overwhelmed already, and they just cannot compute that more stuff. So both the people inside of your organisation and the people on the outside of your organisation, if you assume that they are absolutely overwhelmed by the stuffness of the world, created in large part by the rocket fuel that is AI, it forces you down the route of complete clarity and singularity, and that's what we help brands to find, is that point of singularity at the centre of that business.
Absolutely, I was going to ask you about that, from a strategy perspective, how you remedy that. Do you have any examples from working with clients where that was the case?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we work with, lots of the businesses actually on the front there, the likes of the Amazons and the tech businesses in the world and Paramount and 2K and things like that. Maybe from this current year, we're just working with WaterAid, which is the world's largest kind of water charity, just to kind of tell you that story. So they are an organisation that's quite complex. They're working in multiple different kind of countries. They have lots of different audiences, from my mum that's sort of donating through to the World Health Organization, heads of government. And so we were finding a kind of centre point, a kind of an idea that could sit at the heart of that whole organisation. So that's quite an interesting challenge, decentralised organisation as well, so there's no central point for decision making. And we landed on sort of the core idea, which is really a belief, which is that change starts with water. It was all about on the world stage making sure that we could prioritise water as the essential foundation for any kind of progress in the world. So that's a pretty good idea of an idea, and we can now see them activating that in multiple different ways, including the king himself, who is talking about this idea, which is quite handy as well.
And now one of the things that BigSmall has been talking about is the idea that less, in fact, can be more. But some people might see that as a lowering of ambitions. What would you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big topic of this with Cannes, actually. I think that term, less is more, has come up quite a bit. I think because everyone's acknowledging the moreness of the world. But I think I don't know how you feel personally, but I can see it as a person. When I am crystal clear, when I can get down to my point, when I am able to say no, I feel myself that I've got more conviction, I've got more energy, I've got more that I can achieve in life, as opposed to feeling completely overwhelmed with the moreness. So I think if you take that same mindset of clarity being less, saying no is powerful, and then bring that into businesses and brands, I think you can kind of see the effect, especially when you're talking about cutting through in a world that is full of noise, full of slop, full of brands, full of content, full of channels. It's like singularity is the key. It is the only competitive advantage left when everyone can create.
And do you think clients need a bit of convincing, to that way of thinking, or are they actually quite open to it?
Yeah, I think people are reaching the point of overwhelm themselves and then scrambling to what does this mean. I think we're right in the middle of it. And so, yeah, maybe, even just a couple of years ago, you might have been, we've been talking about getting to the point for 8 years and the importance of it. I think nowadays people find that they absolutely need the thing that is clarity. The difficult thing right now is that everyone's sort of rushing to execution because it's so cheap and the investment has already gone in. So the infrastructure's there. 45% of marketing budgets going to kind of fixed cost technology means you've got to kind of make the most of that. So I think the difficulty right now with the work that you do in strategy, and anyone that's in strategy feels the same, is that the incentive is just there to kind of rush to execution. But my belief, and we are seeing it around Cannes, is that people realise that that rush to execution is only leading with more stuff and more slop, and you can feel it. So only a matter of time, I think, when it comes back to clarity is the unlock for this new way of behaving as a brand.
So Ben, it's been a very exciting year for BigSmall. But what's next on the horizon for you guys?
We're evolving the model. We started the business knowing that we wanted to have senior talent focus 100% on the work, including myself and the partners in the business. Then we have what we call a brains trust around us of specialists, including kind of people that have been on the inside, so CMOs and COOs and things like that. So we're evolving the model where we've always kind of wanted to be well within our clients' businesses. And now we're very much moving to that kind of hub and spoke model. We're having sort of 2-person teams embedded in every one of our clients' businesses. And it means that we're also expanding the type of kind of strategists and consultants that we're working with. And so in terms of the model itself, that's expanding. We've always worked in sprints, so we've always worked in a fast-paced, agile way anyway. But even now with AI, you have to kind of evaluate the ways in which you work and the ability to kind of move extremely fast. So the model is evolving, the type of people that we're bringing in for projects is evolving, and that's probably the main thing. The core or principles of getting to the point will always remain.
Absolutely. It's a very challenging environment right now, but a very exciting one as well, and BigSmall right at the front of that. Ben, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.